the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you. In the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this live watch along with myself, Steve-O. Dan will be joining me at some point this afternoon to talk all things Chelsea versus Man City, which will be taking place in the next 9 minutes or so. And it is a members only chat, so if you do want to get into the old chat, you got to become a member. It's quite simple, really. It's only $1.99. Hit that join button. Why not? Support me and Jason for all things. I may come off this new screen, to be honest with you, because I have no idea why the chat box doesn't work. I have no idea. I'm not a tech expert whatsoever. But whatever. Yes, we've just seen Leicester beating Newcastle 2-1. Two extraordinary goals coming from Tielemans and Maddison. Assists from Albrighton and Vardy. All those Vardy captainers out there. We'll probably be disappointed. There was a couple of occasions when Vardy was stuck through in goal, but unfortunately he was offside, specifically on one occasion where he did actually put the ball in the back of the net, but yeah, it was ruled offside. Another opportunity as well where the ball struck off the crossbar, absolutely a thunderbolt. But talking of thunderbolts, Maddison's goal and Tielemans, absolutely sublime, absolute beautiful goals they were indeed. And I'm really looking forward to this game. It's going to be a very interesting one from my point of view, because it really will be seeing what players to get for the blank game week, to be honest with you. I'm looking at doing a -4. I've explained in a members only video. Essentially, it's bringing in Aguero, Sterling and Peters. But unfortunately, it appears that Aguero just will never, ever, ever get an opportunity to play. Now, is there a possibility that he could start against Manchester United in the Carabao Cup, gets a few minutes, and then against Brighton scores, where, in my personal opinion, I do think that Man City will win 4-5, maybe 6-0 versus Brighton. Brighton, first time I'd ever seen them last night. First time I'd seen them full stop. Watched them last night versus Wolves. I'm not suggesting for a moment that's how they're going to play against Man City, but certainly they are very, very, very attacking. They can get exposed a lot, and I think Sterling, Kevin De Bruyne and Aguero could have an absolute field day. As it stands right now, Sterling will be my captain. But of course, it all depends on this. And as I explained in the members video, what frustrates me the most is that all our decisions have got to be held off until the last minute because of you-know-what. It's very frustrating. There could be a possibility, it's about as small as it gets really, but there's a possibility that there could be a couple of games added to blank game week. You never know. For all we know, the Burnley Fulham game that's postponed today could be added into the blank game week to make it a double game week for Burnley, where Burnley play in the midweek. I don't know. Speak to Ben Crellin about all that. I don't have a clue. But what James on Planet FPL says is that essentially there's these small possibilities that certain games could be put into blank game week, put in a double game week. It's really annoying because I do not want to sabotage my own team. I.e., let's just say I did a -4 earlier on, doing Sterling, Aguero and Peters in for the blank game week, and then it turns out that the Man City game gets cancelled, or the Burnley game gets cancelled again. I can't do it. I can't sabotage my own team for the sake of it. And what's even more annoying is that all the casuals, what I've noticed about this season is that the second day a player does really well, surprise, surprise, all the casuals bring him in, the price rises go up. Certain players that haven't done that well, they keep dropping in price. And it's a horrible game to play, because then there's this a relatively about a 15-20% chance at the moment that these games could get cancelled. You know, we saw it with Man City the other day, we saw it with Burnley today. There are these possibilities. Fulham, of course, Tottenham was cancelled, wasn't it? So we've had 3 games already postponed due to Blovid. And we don't want that to happen. Obviously, this game is taking place right now. Please, no spoilers, unless me and Dan, or more specifically, unless I react to it. Please, no spoilers. I know that it's the members kind of show due respect, so to speak. But yeah, I'm hoping that it's one of those where I hope it wouldn't. Fire Talk saying, isn't 18 a midweek fixture, so it can't be a double? Yeah, very good point. I'm going to swap to a different screen because this is really annoying me. There we are. Now I just need to muck about in my camera for 2 seconds, and then we can all get back to reality. There we are. I've taken my coats off deliberately for the green screen. Sorry, the white wall in the background. But we have had the team news obviously come through at the moment, with Manchester City, of course. Oh, we've got players out. There's nobody out. It's basically and essentially the team that you'd expect to play anyway. It drives me up the wall. It's just these teams, I'm sure, are just using this as an excuse now. You're taking the mick. You're taking the mick out of teams like Burnley, who have basically got no one to play with whatsoever. And yet, because 5 players out of like 50 of your squad, do you know what I mean? Can't play. We got to cancel the match. But there is the team in full on screen. Stefan, because obviously it was Stefan in goal for Man City, obviously because Ederson's out for 2 weeks. Cancelo, surprise, surprise. Diaz, surprise, surprise. Stones is an interesting one. He'd be someone that I'd probably almost certainly be looking at to bring in. Zinchenko comes in. Rodrigo, Gundogan, De Bruyne, Foden, Bernardo and Sterling. And Aguero on the bench. Aguero on the bench. So, I mean, admittedly, their bench isn't exactly the greatest. And, probably Aguero, Mahrez and Fernandinho will come on at some point. There's a chance Mendy may come on, but unlikely. So, yeah, Fernandinho, Mahrez and Aguero should make an appearance today, you'd like to think. With Chelsea, Lampard's dropped Abraham. I say dropped. He just doesn't start for them today. It's either him or Giroud or Werner, whichever one Lampard decides to choose. And it's Mendy in goal, Azpilicueta, Zuma, Thiago Silva, Chilwell, Kovacic, Conte, Mount, Ziyech, Werner and Pulisic up front. Absolutely beautiful team there, and really looking forward to seeing if Chelsea can give them a game. That's what I want to see. I want to see if Chelsea can give Man City a really good game. I'm torn how this game will go, to be honest with you. I'm pretty sure that I've done okay with my predictions so far this game week. I can't think. Where are the predictions? Yeah, Gameweek 17, isn't it? I said 1-0 to Everton, ended 1-0 West Ham. Man U, I said 1-1, ended 2-1. Tottenham, I said 2-1 to Tottenham, obviously ended 3-0. Crystal Palace, Sheffield United went 1-0, it was 2-0. Brighton versus Wolves, I went 1-0 Wolves, 3-3. West Bromwich Albion, Arsenal, I went 1-0, ended 4. Newcastle, Leicester, I said 2-0, it ended 2-1. Chelsea, Man City, I've gone 2-0. So 2-0 to Man City is what I've gone with, although looking at the teams now, I'd probably go with like a 1-1, 2-1 either way, something like that. That's what I'd expect from this fixture. It's going to be tight. It's going to be really tight, and we're about to kick off. So like I said, members, please no spoilers. No, none of this goal before I've even seen it. Although, to be fair, I'm only going to be about 20 seconds behind real time anyway. So, and I believe Dan now joins us. I just heard a noise there. Dan, are you there? Danny boy.
Hello.
Hey, right. Got the game in front of you all set up and ready for...
Yes, I just about. I had a bit of trouble before, but it's working now.
I just said just now, looking at the teams and everything, I'd like to think that Chelsea will give Man City a game. Thoughts ahead of this fixture now you've seen the team news?
I've literally just put it on, so you're going to have to reveal some of that to me now.
Well, essentially, Chelsea are a full squad. It's instead of Abraham up front, it's Werner and Ziyech. Werner and Ziyech instead of Werner and Abraham, or Werner and Giroud, or whatever combination you want to do here. So essentially, Ziyech has come on for Giroud / Abraham. The Man City team news, to be honest, it's basically a full squad, as you'd expect. The front three are Sterling, Foden and Bernardo Silva. They're the front three. You've got, obviously we all knew this anyway, Stefan in goal, Cancelo, Diaz, Stones and Zinchenko, the back four. Then Rodrigo, Gundogan, De Bruyne in the middle three. Aguero, Mahrez, Fernandinho, the key players on the bench for Man City. And those three, I'm sure, will make an appearance. I'm a bit disappointed Aguero doesn't start today, to be honest with you, Dan, because, you'd like the way that Pep Guardiola's going on, that they're missing a front man and everything, a lead man, and he decides not to play him today in a crucial match.
Yeah, I'm just glad that Cancelo's starting, to be honest with you,
Yeah.
or Cancelo. But no, I suppose Man City should be looking to. Well, they should definitely to win this particular match. But I think, Chelsea more or less at full strength. Be interesting to see how Ziyech played, because he had that little purple patch earlier in the season when his price went up and everyone wanted to get him in. And my former asset Chilwell as well. Be interested to see how he does. But I expect this to be quite a tight game, Steve.
Yeah, I agree. I saw the team news and everything, and I'm thinking 0-0, 1-1, possibly 1-0 in City's favour. I'm just hoping that Chelsea go for it. Basically, they won't. They won't go for it because Lampard won't have the cojones. Because Man City are Man City and they can do some serious damage. But for me, Dan, this is a game to suss out potentially who my two Man City assets will be in the blank game week. But to be honest with you, it's looking like it's going to be John Stones, because he's almost certain as a cheap way into the Manchester City defence to a guaranteed start. And now various beloved situations have happened, and also Ake, I believe's gone off injured. Laporte's not fancied. The fact that Aguero doesn't start, I said at the start of the show, will he get the opportunity to come on against Man City, Man United, or even start against Man United in the Carabao Cup? But at the moment, I'm thinking just Sterling. But initially, my plans are Sterling, Aguero, and Eric Peters for the blank game week, and then I'll have 9. But yeah, it would be an interesting scouting mission on Man City, won't it? Slightly different appointments.
Yeah,
Chelsea,
I was just thinking that. No, I was just thinking basically it's an audition, really.
Yes.
The game week 18-19. I mean, Sterling was talking up on what day it was now, but we were talking up before, and it'd be interesting to see how he plays and how, what positions he takes up, whether he's out wide or he's in centre, and it's nice to see John Stones get his career back on track. So that could be, like you say, like a better option. I don't know what the situation is with the goalkeeper, though. Is that
Edison's self-isolating, basically. So he's out for 2 weeks.
So he'll be... Oh, okay. So he'll be back in time. But, apart from that, the usual suspects, obviously De Bruyne, kind of flattered to deceive before for me. But for those fixtures, that could be enough. I suppose that's the obvious option.
We've just got an instant here, Dan. Talk us through it. A bit of a back pass to Stefan, and they're saying that maybe, a bit lucky to get away with it.
Yeah, so as I say, the ball's coming back to Stefan, and
they've actually. Oh, okay. Tell us, Dan.
Chelsea. Well, the Chelsea players are saying, "What's this all about?" I don't know what Stefan is. Oh, okay. His inexperience, maybe a bit of nerves, I'd imagine. The ball came back to him and casually picked it up, and then Ziyech and a few others were saying, "Hold on a minute." Well, that came back from. I was actually make out who it came back from, but
I think it was Rodrigo.
not the ideal start. You can tell he looks.
They've got the free kick,
the first
Dan.
5 minutes. Yeah, free kick.
Ziyech to take it.
Yeah, looks like Ziyech. Not a good start for the standing goalkeeper at all, is it? Really?
It's not. No. The free kicks have actually taken. Oh, Dan. Tell us.
I will tell you. For everyone watching or listening, I'm a little bit behind, but I don't think it's as bad as it has been previously. So Ziyech is just lining up this free kick just outside the penalty box on the right hand side there. Ziyech waiting to take this one. Early chance for Chelsea to take the initiative, take the lead here at Stamford Bridge. Laid off and deflected out after all that.
A good point from Karma, baby. Isn't that supposed to be a yellow card if you do that?
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, no, Karma baby spot on there. But at least for the goalkeeper, well, corner now obviously with Mason Mount taken, not led to anything. But they've got the most goals from corners this season. Chelsea did not know that.
Yeah.
It's an interesting one. Zuma.
Ever since those statistics came out, Zuma stopped scoring. It's brilliant, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's fantastic when you haven't got him.
Hold on.
So
and we got bit of action here. Tell us through it. Man City on the attack.
Okay. So at the moment, I'm seeing the corner.
Oh wow, you are far. You
Mount.
must be 30 seconds behind.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think it must. Yeah, unfortunately. I don't know why. If anyone in the chat knows why this would be the case, I'd be really grateful. So far, but anyway, we got move on. De Bruyne here on the left hand side. Lovely bit of skill past Kante there, and he was really driving in box. But Chelsea breaking forward here now onto the right hand side. It's Timo Werner, everyone's favourite FPL asset from Chelsea, on the right hand side, clipping it in, and well defended there from the back. A bit of end to end action there.
Yeah, absolutely, Dan. It isn't it? What I'm going to deliberately do, Dan, is that what minute are you on at the moment? I'm going to guess 6:45-ish.
6:45 now, yeah.
There we are, everybody. Bang on the right again. I'm going to deliberately come out of this game just for 2 seconds. I'm going to see if I can get back into this by trying to catch up with you. It's very, very unlikely indeed. I'm then going to give you a few seconds to see if it will catch up. Unlikely, like I said, but...
I mean... Giroud, best looking player in the Premier League for you, Steve-O?
Giroud, the best looking player in the Premier League at the moment. Are you on a laugh?
Would you say? Or?
Giroud? Shut up. Get a grip of yourself.
You'll turn around and say, no, it's got to be Phil Bardi, hasn't it?
Andre, I'm about 2 seconds behind you. We're not going to be here all day talking about who's flaming behind you and whatnot. At the end of the day, you're here to just enjoy I'd like to think you'd enjoy the entertainment that me and Dan are hopefully going to provide you over the next hour and a half or so. Dan, I've got a bone to pick with you. Can you imagine what that bone is?
Me being late again?
No, it begins with L though. It definitely begins with L. Something close to your
Laporte?
heart? No, but the name does begin with LA.
Oh, LA Rams.
I'm telling you, if the members get this before you do, I'm going to be very disappointed. No,
Lacazette.
Well done, Gabriel de Ropp. You should be co-hosting, not yes. Why do you think I've got a bone to pick with you about Lacazette, Dan?
Because I told you not to pick him.
Yes.
It's all strategy, mate. It's all games, isn't it? I mean, it's quite difficult, because we're like next to each other in the league trying to advise. But I expected that to be a much tighter game. I have to say, it was excellent performance, and I honestly thought it would just nick it by a goal or two, really.
Yeah, and unfortunately,
only because West Brom park the bus normally, don't they?
Well, that's precisely it. But unfortunately, they're now. I can't even remember what the hell was said in Football 365. But they were essentially saying that Cardiff are one of the worst home teams to have conceded at home goal. Cardiff are the worst Premier League team from conceding goals at home with I think it was 38 goals. Yet West Brom so far this season have conceded 26 at home already. So there are your whipping boys. Carlo was saying,
Let's be honest, Steve. They're a pub team. That's the reality of it.
Did you watch the game? I'm assuming
they're a pub team. Yeah, I watched the game this morning on the replay. And the
replay.
Yeah, just a replay that I was able to find.
Okay,
yeah. Right. But I mean, Tierney, as we talked about the other day, it's all the things that we talked about predicted happened. Tierney won the penalty against Chelsea and then scored that amazing goal to start the game off with, and the movement of Smith Rowe, Lacazette and Aubameyang playing, Lacazette in the middle, being on the end of Tierney's crosses, Saka getting a goal again. It was just pass and move. And I think once we got to 3-0, we just demoralised them really, and it's just that fluidity of movement that's making a difference.
Yeah, I did do a members video this morning that essentially... Sorry, just a bit of action going on, but it's come to nothing. Essentially, I was just saying that I'm a prat for... Just, again, it's the class... I've written this is what frustrates me the most, Dan, is that I've written my diary hold on a minute here. We had the penalty for Chelsea. No. Dan, if you want to tell us through, I know you're a few seconds behind, but don't worry. Tell us what's going on. There's quite a bit of action happening.
Yeah, so Pulisic here is driving forward, and Chelsea right-hand side here. Ball comes into the spot. And is that who that was that got taken down there?
Werner that was taken down. It's not been given.
What's the decision? Kante was the one that won it back, and I mean, watching that again on the replay, that's
What?
Never a penalty.
What assets have you got in this team, in this game, Dan?
It's just Cancelo. My mate Cancelo.
So for me and you, it's
Mr. Reliable.
It's Zuma versus Cancelo.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, I mean, he's been a good asset since we got him in. Really, some clean sheets, bonus points against Newcastle. Funny enough, you were talking about Lacazette. I saw on the eye test, and when we covered the game against West Ham, which was like a long time ago now, where he played really well, and I just thought, get him in, low ownership, done quite well, really.
I've got your team up on screen at the moment. You're on a really good week, 49 points. Kane's son, Fernandes, Grealish, all coming in for you, Dan. But unfortunately, no Burnley means that you've got nothing coming off the bench, unfortunately.
Well, this is it. I mean, Jason made some very good points the other day. He said about having a good bench. He also said if you think it's bad now, it's only going to get worse with these suspension cancellations. Spot on. Loughton, I bought Loughton in and kept Wood in. I mean, it's all logical decision making, but if you haven't got a bench, then no one can cover those positions when this happens. So at home to Fulham,
but you say that, but
it's a good fix.
Well, Bruyne seems to have lost his bloody place to Dawson. It's just you can't make this up, can you?
I know, that's the thing. He hasn't played the last two games now. Obviously,
when they keep clean sheets.
Well, you can't blame David Moyes for not bringing him back in, So, an excellent win for West Ham on Friday. I'm losing track of the days. Yeah, on Friday. So, you can't blame him. But for me, it's frustrating. We'll see what happens with Salah tomorrow night. If Salah can, get a double-digit haul, that'll be a game week. If not, it's going to be frustrating. But good captaincy of Son for you.
Yeah, very, very good indeed. 13 points, doubled into 26. Absolutely fantastic. It's been a decent week so far for me. Well, to be fair, our teams are basically identical. I keep saying this, it's just the difference. For me, I've got the same players as the majority of people. It's just the fact that I need my differentials to pay off, which are players like Zuma, James Ward-Prowse, Calvert-Lewin, the player that I was going to take out, but I stupidly, like a sheep, like I always do, listen to the chat, listen to you, and went, now I'm not going to do it, and I missed out on 11 points. That's 11 points. And what frustrates me, Dan, is that now all these players and now everybody's going to be bringing them in for the free hit for the blank game week. Man City on the attack, Dan.
At least they have a free hit. Okay, so Man City on the attack here, looking to get the first goal in this tightly contested. We've got Edison, Stefan.
Here we go.
Excuse me.
Keep talking, Dan. Keep talking.
Okay, so Man City looking to move it out from the back here and open Chelsea up. Chelsea dominating possession so far, but creating many chances for themselves. We've got Zinchenko on the left-hand side. Back to Zinchenko. Man City playing it patiently. Flicked over to the left-hand side once again. And Bernardo Silva there, busy with the ball to Rodrigo. Rodrigo doing really well in the centre of midfield there. Stones. We moved it to the right-hand side. Sterling there. Oh, comes through to De Bruyne. Oh! Kevin De Bruyne against his old team. Just misses the chance. But he was in the central striker position there, taking it up. He looks a bit guilty for himself. Well, brilliant movement from De Bruyne, though. Ghosting in between the defenders. There's going to be an inquest at the back there for Chelsea. But that is a gilt-edged chance that you would expect a player of his calibre to put away.
Yeah, absolutely. Would you believe it, Dan? Both me and you are on exactly the same points. It is really down to the Salah captaincy.
It is. I mean, your captaincy has paid off.
But
Yeah,
all the
I
big
mean,
names in the midfield have paid off.
Grealish.
Grealish, Son, Fernandes, the big
Yeah.
names, Kane,
All the big
Vardy.
dons, yeah, all the big ones. I mean, Bamford going on to the Leeds Tottenham game. It's just fairly straightforward win for Tottenham. I was a bit disappointed in that, but Bamford did have a couple of chances early on, but couldn't carry on as good away form from sort of earlier in the season. But yeah, Kane, Son, they blanked for a few game weeks. I kept them, didn't knee jerk, and they did pull through for me. Obviously, it doesn't help me against you, but it does help me against other people in the mini league. Some of them have had a stormer this week.
You took a hit this week, didn't you?
No.
Oh,
No.
It was the week before.
I just bought. Yes, when I copied your transfers, yeah, that was the one.
What was on a minute here? We got Man City on the attack at the moment, and we have a goal. Dan, talk us through it.
Okay. So onto the right hand side here, Cancelo. Now to Bernardo Silva, Rodrigo. Man City just dominating possession here. Chelsea not able to get it back at all. Bernardo Silva flicking it back once again, keeping ball, patient. Rodrigo in the centre of midfield there, looking for a killer pass. De Bruyne lets it run through his legs. Zinchenko crosses it in. Now Bernardo Silva, fantastic goal. What? Chelsea 0, Manchester City. Oh, Gundogan. Sorry. Gundogan, my apologies. 1-0 to Man City, and they look in control.
In control, I mean, it's been quite a... the word tame is a bit strong, but certainly it's been a game of just possession, see if we can break through. And now City have broken through, and it's just a case of, I think, they're just going to now try and maintain possession and just close out the game, even though it's basically 20 minutes in.
Yeah, it was a lovely turn from Gundogan there. Assist from Foden.
Yeah.
FPL assist. But yeah, lovely spin turn. Shot into the corner.
FPL assist? You mean that's a proper assist, Dan? FPL assist.
I mean, no, Foden just laid it off. It wasn't like a dinked ball from 30 yards. It wasn't a Steve Bolt to Tony Adams 1998. It was a straightforward pass. But Gundogan did make it was a fantastic.
I mean, I'll ask the question because everybody's probably going to be now thinking, oh, do we get Gundogan in? Is he an option?
Triple captain him in Gameweek 19 and you'll shoot up the league. There you go. That's the cheat code.
What's your thoughts?
He's an option.
What's your thoughts ahead of blank game week now? Now we've had a tiny bit more information.
Yeah, I think similar to what we said on the deadline stream the other day, a lot of it's on the Man United, Man City asset. I'm just annoyed that I haven't got a free hit. Most people will have a free hit, so they've got.
Here we go again, Dan. Man City on the attack. Oh, we have, and unfortunately, there is another goal. Dan, talk us through it, mate.
Okay, so Sterling on the right-hand side here. To Stones. Stefan. Once again, Man City have just been patient with their possession. Rodrigo there in the centre. He's a giant field. And back again. Moving on to Zinchenko. Zinchenko's going to drive forward here to his lookalike, De Bruyne. Zipping it through to Foden. Good challenge in there from Silva, but Bruyne picks it back up. De Bruyne looking for it. It's Foden. What a goal. Assist from De Bruyne. Foden slipped it in. Lovely football from Manchester City. And it's not looking good for the Chelsea boys. Chelsea 0, Manchester City 2. Fantastic.
I think that the word sloppy is a bit strong, but these are very... Could the goalkeeper have done better? Could Mendy have done better? I don't know. I just... These goals have just literally just come out of nothing.
Good play, Steve-O. It's good. They're opening them up. This is... I mean... De Bruyne is, you can see he's really on it. Put it on a... Oh, it's a lovely finish from Foden first time. You got to.
I'm not doubting the finishing, Dan. I'm just
the
making
way
a point.
that, yeah, he ain't stopping that because that movement is just so quick as well. Fox in the box, that's brilliant. That's world class, fantastic. But yeah, Chelsea, they didn't have much of a response to the first goal, and Man City have just kind of been able to move the ball around, and it's been kind of easy for Man City, really. Maybe it's the kit clash. This is the irony, Steve-O. Like, these teams these days, they have about 4 or 5 different kits. But when they actually play each other in more or less the same colour, they don't wear the away kit.
Oh, yeah.
What's that all about? Sorry, I sound like an old man there moaning, but quite often teams will wear like their 4th
Hold on a minute,
kit or whatever.
Dan. Talk us through the action. Go, go,
go. Okay, so De Bruyne there in the middle, laying it back off, as I say. Man City in full control here, strolling in London. Seems like a routine win. Now Zinchenko, who's been involved quite a bit early on. Gundogan going to lay it off there to Foden, who got a fantastic goal just a minute ago. Zinchenko back to Rodrigo. Looked very impressive at the start here. Passing it around just on the carousel. It's like watching Barcelona again, moving that ball around side to side, overloading on the side. Bernardo Silva has a shot straight at Mendy, but they're just moving it from side to side.
So easy, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, they're making it look easy.
I should say that. Actually, they're making it look easy versus Chelsea.
That's it. Hopefully, I even hate saying it, but hopefully Chelsea can get and so points. But I want to see a bit of a game. So either Man City have got thrashed in or Chelsea.
I mean, you say I want to see a bit. Hold on a minute here. Nora, Dan, talk us through it. Dear, oh dear.
Okay,
so there.
Continue the action here. Guardiola doesn't look too happy, just considering the fact that they're 2-0 up. He could be a bit more chipper, whereas Lampard's thinking about his January transfer budget there. But Sterling there, now Werner back at him. Stones. Chelsea's really got to put a challenge into their marker, because at the moment it's too easy for City. The ball's going to chip forward here. Oh, Chilwell never let the ball bounce. Sterling clipping it across. But yes, as you say there, Chilwell knows he's got away with one. But that was very poor defending from the.
Yeah, and as you can see up on screen at the moment, Manchester City's possession the last 10 minutes, 80%. 80% to Man City at the moment. It's the funny thing is, though, Dan, is that it's 2-0 up, but I don't think. Yes, obviously they put the ball in the back of the net, but it's not really worthy of a 2-0 scoreline, so to speak. They've just scored with their 2 opening shots, really.
Wow, the Bruyne had that chance as well, didn't he? The one-on-one.
Well,
so
yeah, but I mean, Chelsea haven't exactly had many opportunities themselves, to be fair. But I suppose what I'm trying to say is that I don't know. There just seems to be something about this game where I'm thinking, oh, Man City definitely have deserved to be in front by 2-0. Just this game so far doesn't seem that way. But what do I know? It doesn't really matter really. They're 2-0 up anyway. But
they're just doing a professional job. I mean, at the end of the day, Man City, Chelsea. I think Chelsea beat them. No, I'm certain with this. Chelsea beat Man City last season, which confirmed the title for Liverpool. So maybe they've got that in the back of their minds. Just a bit of revenge for that, damning defeat at the end of last season. Project Restart. So, and of course, Liverpool dropped points recently. So this is a chance for Man City to really put the pressure on.
What do you say to Karma Baby's comment about it must be really frustrating being a Kevin De Bruyne owner this season?
Oh, massively, yeah, because obviously he's got the assist today and he's looked really up for it against his old team. Of course, got the winner here a few seasons ago. I'm only saying he got the winner, didn't he, a couple of years ago? But it has been because he hasn't returned massively against West Brom. He got the assist against Southampton, but for the money you're spending, you're expecting a lot more. And when Salah was getting those hauls, and if you were owning KDB, couldn't agree more, really. I
Talking
feel your pain.
Talking of players, actually, I'll tell you a player that I'm actually thinking of getting in if he's decent enough price is Yedlin of Newcastle.
Oh,
I'm just going to see how much he is, because if he is 4.3, 4.4, there is an excellent chance. He's 4.5. Okay, so he's 4.5. That's not bad, because I have to think logically here about wanting to have players for my blank game, because basically my plan is Dan. Talk us through the action, mate.
okay. So Man City have got a free kick in Chelsea's half here, looking to get a third goal. Gundogan over this free kick, passes it. Once again, Man City keeping the possession. And Chelsea can't get anywhere near them. It's left-hand side, Zinchenko. Nice little chip ball through. Zinchenko again. Lays it off. There's Foden. Lovely bit of close control there. Man City just treating the ball with care, moving it around quickly. That was lovely. De Bruyne. Now it's Foden. Going to chip it in. Go on, Cancelo. Oh, he's glazed that over. But good move there from Man City. And it's still...
Yeah, it's looking like Yedlin could be the player I could bring in. He's been put out on the wing. I'll tell you what I must say. I know you didn't see the match at the moment, the match earlier on, but Newcastle can certainly play the ball around a bit, can't they?
What was the score? I've been out. I don't even know.
Hold on a minute, Dan. Take us through it, mate. There's some action from Chelsea at the moment.
Okay, so Mason Mount over to Tino Werner. And Mount. Back to Kante. Thiago Silva. Chelsea now playing keep ball. Mendy. Back to Thiago. That was risky, but Thiago Silva controlled it well. Tino Werner. Mason Mount didn't know where the ball was going there, but he managed to keep on to it and get back with play. Again, through here. And a good block there from John Stones. Excellent ending. And crossed in again. Now Werner. Oh, there's just too many bodies in the box. Rodrigo. Oh, he's giving it away. A ping ball here. Ziyech. Blocked by Rodrigo. Ziyech again going for it. Chelsea aren't giving up so far. Mason Mount moving the ball forward. Looking for the option. Ziyech. Mount. Ziyech. It's going nowhere, really. This is when you need this is when you need a Giroud when it's Man City plays box, because there's no real option.
Keep commentating, Dan. It's all end to end.
Okay, so Man City trying to get a third goal. Rodrigo has hacked it up, and Chelsea win it back this time. But John Stones, brilliant header there, and he's had a very good start to this game. Now, Sterling out on the right wing. Oh, De Bruyne and Sterling linking up. Lovely. Chilwell in no man's land. Cross it in. Zuma, good block. Gundogan, blocked again by Zuma. Zuma doing what he had to do there, getting the blocks in. But De Bruyne, I just love watching this. You know, see these top players linking up. Telepathic connection, movement, pass and move. Wonderful to see.
Andre.
And it's Chelsea as well.
Well, yeah, absolutely for you, yeah. I mean, Andre's saying here that Chelsea are lacking ideas already. Absolutely.
Well, the pressure's going to be on Lampard, isn't it? Again, you know.
I didn't actually
really
say.
is.
So, if you want to know the Leicester result, do you?
Yeah, go for it, mate.
Have a guess. Just have a guess.
2-1 to Newcastle.
The other way round. It was 2-1
to
Leicester. It was Tielemans and Maddison. Maddison scored the opening goal, a thunderbolt. Jamie Vardy with the assist. Tielemans with another beautiful whipped curler. And it was an Albrighton assist. And then towards the end, Andy Carroll getting a goal for Newcastle. There's a bit
Really?
of there was a bit of an onslaught from Newcastle towards the end, but the reality is that
Andy Carroll.
To be fair, like I said, Newcastle were playing the ball around a lot. But I'm going to be honest with you, Dan. The majority of the game, I was watching Jurassic Park 3. I do like my Jurassic Park movies. I think they're absolutely brilliant. Apart from the latest
one. The third one any good?
You've not seen the third one. The third one's brilliant. Yeah, I think number 1, 2, and
Really?
3 are excellent. Even the fourth one. What's the fourth one called again?
Isn't it just Jurassic World?
Jurassic World. I thought that was fine. Apart
That's
from
good.
Literally the last 10 minutes where it was just CGI mode. But other than that, I thought it was a really good film. But it was just the last one, The Fallen Kingdom. I thought that was absolutely terrible. Very weak storyline.
I haven't seen that. I might watch 3 then. I might give 3 a go then.
3, yeah. It's on every week.
I like the first 2.
Yeah. If you like Jurassic Park 1 and 2, you'll enjoy the third one's a bit more. How can I explain this? It seems a bit more like that stereotypical family comedy style, a bit like the, I don't know, Home Alone style comedy, just a bit slapsticky. But for what it is, I personally think it's a really enjoyable film, and it was certainly more enjoyable than Newcastle versus Leicester, I can assure you. But no, like I said, I think that Newcastle played the ball around well, and I just watch it, and I just think, how is it a team like Newcastle, who just can barely score any goals, who hardly have any possession, still make the team that I support, Burnley, look like a National League side? You know, I'm sure Torquay could give Burnley a game, I can assure you, because...
I don't know, they lost yesterday.
Oh, they actually lost. Did they lose?
They lost to Yeovil, a team that they beat 6-1 a few days ago, and lost 2-1 away to. So, there we go.
Sorry, say that again.
Right. So Torquay beat Yeovil 6-1.
That's right. Yeah.
Boxing Day, and then they lost 2-1 to them yesterday.
Oh, they play. I thought you said Yeovil twice. How bizarre.
Yeah, the fixtures are very close together, so it's a bit weird, really. But yeah, they play each other over a short period of time. And, yeah, but I mean, they're still top of the league.
Well, hold on a minute here, Dan. We got Man City on the counter-attack at the moment. Sterling on the ball. He's all the way on his own at the moment. He's tried to take it around Kante. He's... just talk us through it, mate. Oh,
I wish I could.
We have got a goal. We've got a goal, Dan.
I wanted to keep on talking about Jurassic Park. So anyway, it's a free kick here to Chelsea. Ziyech has pushed it in, but Man City looking to catch out a great header out. Oh my days, what is going on with Chelsea here? This is absolutely suicide defending. Raheem Sterling. Sterling, is he going to take it around the goalkeeper? What's he going to do? Is he going to lay it off? Bruyne! 3-0. They've walked it into the net. Unbelievable. I cannot. Suicidal defending from Chelsea. Frank Lampard, where were your men? 3-0. Game over.
It was game over at 1-0, to be honest with you, Dan.
I mean, what was going on, though? That was like the goal that Man United conceded against that Turkish Istanbul back in the Champions League. Like that, they just all galloped forward. And it was only Kante that made the effort to seem to get back. And then Sterling was unlucky. De Bruyne, goal and assist. So if you do have De Bruyne, you'll be really pleased, of course. But Sterling had taken it round. He took his time. And then De Bruyne, clinical, on the rebound. This is an annihilation. Throw in the towel. Game over.
Sterling assist off the post. Yes. It's the simple answer. He gets a pot. I hate these FPL assists. I hate those FPL assists. Ball bouncing off another player and it lands at the feet of the goal scorer. It's classed as an assist, or like sometimes the assist is given, sometimes not. But yeah, I'd like to think that will be a Sterling assist, as Pulisic I thought was fouled there. But I do agree with Andre regarding the tactical plan. I mean, interestingly enough, on Football 365, they were saying that their predictions for 2021, so they did it in order, like their top 10 predictions. I don't know if it was specifically like, this is unlikely to happen being number 10 and number 1 being almost guaranteed. But number 2 was Chelsea will lose patience with Lampard and he'll be gone. What do you think, Dan?
Could possibly happen. I mean, I know they had the transfer ban a few windows, but spent a lot of money to make up for it this summer. But it just seems to have kind of backfired in a way, because they've had to like try and fit Werner in, and Ziyech didn't start straight away, and it just been a run of defeats, and the confidence has kind of gone. But at the end of the day, Abramovich, he put so much into the club, but if results don't go their way, then it's going to be bye-bye, unfortunately, which is, Lampard did really well last season. But yeah, they do seem to be having a patch at the moment.
Well, that's the, what do you call it, 6 points made up on me, Dan. Just Zuma's getting 0, mate, if not minus in this, I nearly swore then, in this poxy game.
Yeah, let's just hope that they can keep a clean sheet with that Stefan goal.
Chelsea aren't getting through this. They've had nothing in this game.
They could get a consolation goal.
When they need to get beyond the 6-yard box. Man City's,
yeah.
They can't get through it. Once they get there,
they haven't really had that many opportunities. Obviously, there was the free kick early on in the first 5 minutes, but I can't really think of any other chances. And even that was deflected out for a corner.
I mean, for anybody that's thinking whether to not bring in De Bruyne for this double game week, I mean, it's stamped now, isn't it? It's stamped. I mean, you may as well get it. Here you are. Done. Stamp that on. I mean, he dropped in price, didn't he? This particular game week, I think he went down to like 11.7 or something like that. Flaming Nora. It really, this Brighton game, it could be I already predicted the Brighton game, Dan. I'm thinking 4-5-6. Did you watch the game last night?
I didn't. No, I have to say I didn't. But the way that Brighton, concede chances, and when Man City like destroying Chelsea,
and that's against Wolves, a team that can't score more than once, let alone 3 times.
Yeah, that's it. So it does look pretty ominous. Maybe it's time to do those transfers at half time, Steve-O, to avoid the price rises.
The issue that I have...
Is it knee-jerk FC?
The issue that I have with, and I said it, is the fact that you can't trust what's going on with the Premier League at the moment. They could cancel the game at any moment, could postpone anything at any moment if they want to. And
yeah, that's the thing.
Could you imagine if someone like myself, for argument's sake, brought in Kevin De Bruyne and John Stones, or Sterling and John Stones? Oh, the match has been cancelled. Imagine that.
That's the problem. Because it's not like you're making a bad decision as an FPL manager. It's just bad luck. Like, I don't think Chris Wood and Matt Loughton against Fulham is a bad decision.
No.
Okay, that's how I can get all those premium midfield assets in my team. But unfortunately for me, the sea strikes again. And what can I do? I can't predict that within reason. So yeah, it is just how this season's going. A lot of us are in the same boat, but it doesn't feel fair at sometimes, really.
It doesn't feel fair whatsoever. And obviously now Kevin De Bruyne will get well, what's that? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We get as it stands right now, he's on for a 14-pointer. That's including 3 bonus. This is against Chelsea. Now, admittedly, as mentioned earlier on, owning Kevin De Bruyne can be frustrating, but my God. I mean, this is the first goal this season he scored from open play, I've just realised.
Yeah, it can be when you look at his price point. I mean, obviously there's the Cup semi-final on Wednesday. That should be a Very interesting game.
Well, this is another thing you've got to take into account, the fact that there could be injuries.
Yes, that's it. Yeah. That's going to be a big game, and injuries, but also performances. Like who people want to be getting KDB in now, but let's just say, Sterling gets a couple of goals Wednesday. I think it'll be a tight game, but that could influence it as well, and rotation. So yeah, it's all a lot to get a headache over, really.
Yeah, absolutely. And cheers to everybody that is joining us for this. This is a members-only chat, Dan. So members-only chat stream. If you want to help support the show for myself and Jason, by all means, become a member. Oh yeah, Dan. You're not on the payroll yet. But no, if you want to support myself, Jason and Dan, there's the join button. It's only $1.99. Trying to do daily videos on the member side of things. And I'd like to think that you guys want to help support the show and whatnot. The money does go back into making the streams a lot more better, a lot more enjoyable, helping more importantly with the technology side of everything. But the easiest way to support us right now is just by, if you are watching this right now, enjoying what's happening to Chelsea, hit that like button. Hit that like button, guys. Let's do what they all say. Help us get to 100 likes. But yeah, thanks for joining us.
I've liked the stream.
And thanks to all the members that are joining us right now in the chat. You're very quiet. You're not talking much, but me and Dan are doing predominantly most of the talking. And, I'm sure somebody like I had last time. Do you remember this, Dan? I don't know if I told you this or not. Someone complained. Oh, yeah, I did tell you this. Someone complained that, God, you guys, you don't really react that well to the goals going in. And I just I can't remember what I said to the guy. I said something along the lines of, well, to be honest, I couldn't give a stuff about these teams. I'm just doing a stream to teams, to a match which I just have a basic vested interest in. I have no direct interest in the teams specifically. But yeah, go for it, Dan.
No, I mean, I think whenever I've done a live coverage of Arsenal, we've lost. And whenever I've stopped doing that, we've won.
On a minute, Dan. Man City on the attack at the moment. Let's talk us through it, mate. Matey boy.
Okay. So Man City going to drive forward here, looking to heap more misery on Chelsea. Chelsea really struggling with Man City's possession game here today, and really creating many chances whatsoever. So Man City looking to get another goal here at Stamford Bridge this evening. So Bernardo Silva there, jinking with the ball, clipping it over to Sterling. Sterling driving forward. Conte missed the challenge to Bruyne. Foden. Oh! Gundogan. They're trying to walk it in the net again. It's the pyrotechnic PlayStation football that we love to see. De Bruyne. Foden on the left-hand side there. And they're just... I hate to be in that dressing room. Well, I'd love to be in that dressing room at half-time just to hear what he had to say to that. But Foden slipped it in. Gundogan was trying to backheel it in. Thought he was doing some salsa dancing, but it didn't quite work out.
Can someone please record Dan's noises? The one that you made earlier on. Ah! It was identical. I mean, Vince, if you're listening into this. Vince, why aren't you a member? You piece of garbage. If Vince is listening into this now, he'll appreciate this. But when you were going, ah! It was identical to Warwick Davis in the fantastic Life's Too Short. Because there's a moment where basically Johnny Depp is wanting Warwick to be electrocuted. And he's like, oh, what kind of noise do you want to make? And he just pretends to zap him and he just goes, ah! And he just continues going, ah! It's absolutely hilarious. Check it out on YouTube is what I will say.
No, I was just making the point that the watch-alongs that I did with you for the Arsenal game, they lost and never scored, so I can never really react to an Arsenal. And then when I've stopped doing the watch-alongs for the Arsenal games, I start winning games. So, superstitious and all that.
Yes, absolutely. Andre's thinking, what do you reckon the final score is going to be in this game? I mean, it's 3-0 at the moment. I mean, what are you thinking then?
Wow. I mean, technically speaking, what is it, the 5th day of Christmas or something?
Hold on, Dan.
Like that?
Hold on. Chelsea have actually had a shot, but will it go in? Tell us.
Okay, so Ziyech over this free kick here. Bernardo Silva sitting with the referee. Pulisic has been booked. Bit of a staff booking there. Bit of back chat to the referee because Chelsea have won the free kick and he's been booked. But Ziyech here on the left-hand side is going to look to whip that ball into the box. Maybe Chelsea can get a goal, but Ziyech whips it in. And the header... straight for Stefan. That's for the captain. Headed it, but Stefan probably just glad to have a touch of the ball really on his game here today. And there was no troubles there.
This is the fifth time I've seen this where the ball has hit the referee's blown the whistle and it's a drop ball, but the opposite team that it's not gone against has to pass it back to the team it's gone against. When did this rule come into play? And that is half time.
Yeah, the thing with the drop ball now, they're not doing it because some players have broken their legs when they've done it. Because you've got two players in close proximity to each other, the ball bouncing down, and then I think there have been some injuries with it, so now they've just decided to do it a different way.
But why when the ball has hit a referee, why is the match stopped because the ball has hit the referee?
Seems to be a new rule, really. I don't know. I guess it's just to try and see fair play, but yeah, it does seem a bit strange.
Well, that is half time, everybody. It's up on screen at the moment. Chelsea 0, City 3, thanks to goals from Gundogan, Foden, Kevin De Bruyne. It would appear that Sterling got the assist, Kevin De Bruyne got the assist, and I believe Foden, is that right, Dan?
Yes, yeah. Foden's had a brilliant first half. Pep's given him some instructions now, but yeah, easy street really, and it's been. I was expecting an even game at the start, but not really had it.
Yeah, what have you thought about this? What have you thought about the match so far?
I've enjoyed it. I've just enjoyed the way that Man City have demolished them. Really, I've really enjoyed Bruyne, Sterling linking up, and yeah, I don't know what Chelsea can do to come back in the game. Really. So yeah, I mean, as I say, Cancelo hopefully on for the clean sheet, bonus point. Not looking too good for Zuma at all whatsoever. De Bruyne goal and an assist. You know, that's going to be many people getting him in, captaining him for that double game week 19. But yeah, I'm going to very quickly use the facilities. Say no more. I'll be back shortly.
There we are, and there's Dan for 2 minutes. He'll be back with us again in a second. And yeah, from my point of view, it's been a very, within reason, entertaining first half. The 3 goals have, in my opinion, completely come out of, well, not necessarily nowhere, but I mean, the third goal was just a pure Man City at their best counter-attack. But it's just, seeing Sterling from my personal point of view, there's nothing which encourages me to think to myself, let's bring him in. That's the frustrating thing, is that I see Sterling and I think to myself, there's nothing about you which is encouraging me to think I've got to get you. Whereas with Kevin De Bruyne, slightly different. For me, Kevin De Bruyne, just when he's on his game, he's on his game. But didn't Sterling last season get a hat-trick last time against Brighton? That's what I want to know. That's what I remember. I believe Jason at the time captained Sterling, and he got that ridiculous hat-trick where the third goal was literally tripped over It just bounced off the back of his head. I mean, you can't make that crap up, basically. So, whereas like for me, Aguero, love to get him in, but you just can't risk it. So, very frustrating. Karma Baby here saying, it's like watching Chelsea have their toenails pulled. Who wouldn't enjoy that? Well, once again, I have no grudges against Chelsea. I couldn't care less, to be honest with you, unless I had their assets in my team, which specifically in this case are doing Kurt Zuma, who's going to get a whopping 0 points. If not the way it's going, probably a -1. Andre saying, Chelsea came back from 3-0 before. Can they do it again? No. Not the way they've been playing. I'm sorry, but they've had nothing. It's not like where it's been end-to-end from both teams and, you know, Man City have been more clinical with the goals. It's just the fact that Chelsea have been lacklustre up front. They've been like this for, the games that I've certainly seen anyway, and from my basic understandings, they've been like this for quite a while. Certainly against Arsenal. I mean, against Arsenal, they were shocking. I know Dan would disagree with me on that, but Chelsea were an absolute shambles that night. Very frustrating to watch. And today, once again, when it comes to the final third, they are offering absolutely nothing, especially when you've got players of the quality like Werner. I mean, Werner, I just don't know what he brings to the team other than running really quickly. Again, I don't sit here proclaiming to be any form of expert on Timo Werner. You know, I've never seen him play before, but I don't know what he offers to this Chelsea team other than running really, really quickly. That's it. Pulisic, I think, as I've stated a billion times, is an absolute world-class player in there. There is a world-class player in there somewhere. Just give him the ball. Just give him the ball and he will run at defenders, which scares the living hell out of them. They don't like it. They just back off, which of course will then allow Chelsea teammates to come forward, and Pulisic can easily just find a player to lay it off to. But unfortunately, he just doesn't seem to be offered that support whatsoever. I'm just watching the goals as they show the replay on this. I mean, that Phil Foden goal, I mean, it's a fantastic finish there. And Dan, that was quick.
It was, yeah.
It was very quick indeed. I was just saying that specifically with Chelsea, they just offer nothing up front, because Andre's saying that they came back from 3-0 down. Can they do it again? I'm just basically saying they're absolutely so useless up front. They could be playing this game for another 180 minutes, but they're not going to get a goal past this Man City defence. And what does Werner bring other than just running really quickly? It's just, I see nothing in him whatsoever.
He just seems to run into blind alleys, doesn't he, really?
Yes, yeah.
It doesn't really seem suited to Chelsea's style of play. I don't know. He's not going to be able to run in behind Man City's defence, and just a bit toothless, really. But that second goal, though, they're just showing it on the replay for me now, and it was just suicide defending, really.
It is suicide defending, but it's too beautiful. We're not gonna pretend that they weren't good finishes. They were excellent finishes. But talking of Chelsea's style of play, do you think it was the right time to be bringing Ziyech back? Do you think that actually it would have been better if they had started with not just Abraham, but maybe Giroud instead, and have Pulisic and Werner flanking him?
Oh yeah, definitely a bit of a physical presence, you know, up against Man City's big centre backs. It would have, I think, it would have made a big difference, really. But instead, they've just kind of looked a bit lightweight, really, up front.
Yes, they have indeed. In fact, lightweights, once again, a bit of an understatement. They have looked toothless. They've looked pointless. Any other additives, I don't know. But one quick question for you, Dan. Lacazette, do you think he's now worth bringing in?
Well, seems a bit late now, doesn't it, Steve-O? Yeah, definitely.
That's the problem, isn't it? That is the problem. He's going to go up in price, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, obviously 3 goals, 2 games. Picked a centre forward yesterday, Aubameyang, on the wing. So, yeah, would be a good. I think still a good option, but like you say, it's almost a bit. Also a bit too late.
Well, talking of the Invitational League and the members, FPL Bear is now top of the Invitational League as of yesterday. Well, as he got Soucek coming off the bench, though, the answers, unfortunately, no. He had Johnson in goal, Robertson holding. Holding, Dan, is here. Somebody to be looking at.
I think, yeah, definitely. I mean, he 4.4?
4.5 now, I think he is.
He's risen. Okay, so 4.5, still cheap, seems fairly nailed on. Murray at the back at the moment. Even did have a attempt from a corner yesterday. So, yeah, definitely would be a nice little cheap defender to get in there.
He had Justin at the back, unfortunately, getting 1 point today. Salah's got... Salah captain. Rafinha, Fernandes, Son, Martial, he's got Che Adams, Bamford. Now, Soucek is his first sub, and there is some talk of potentially Adams may not be playing tomorrow. Now, whether you believe it or not is another matter, but certainly FPL Bear here will be wanting him not to play. In second place at the moment as it stands, we've got Nick Treadwell. Now, Nick was actually in the chat the other day, I believe, on the stream. Hello, Nick. He's now second at the moment. Here's another one. Martinez holding Stones. Well, there's your. He's going to have three of his defenders all coming through with clean sheets. Fernandes, captain, Son. He's another one, Dan. Martinelli, but I don't think Martinelli. He did play on thingy, didn't he?
He didn't start yesterday. No.
Did he come on at all?
Yeah, he come on towards the end, but yeah, like you say.
You sure? It says here that he didn't play. Martinelli.
Oh, okay. Well,
No,
I don't know. I mean, okay. So, yeah. I mean, he did really well against Chelsea and against Brighton, but not guaranteed a start. So I don't know if I'd go with Martinelli.
No, precisely. And so he's got Martinelli. He'll have Bowen coming on for him. Bamford, Kane, and Wilson up top. But yeah, the Fernandes captaincy there. We'll just quickly move on to third spot, if I can find it, which of course I won't be able to because without wanting to repeat myself, I can't see a bloody thing in front of me, essentially. But third spot, as it stands, is Peter Scullion. Yes, Peter. He is third at the moment, 69 points. Dan, an incredible score. He captained Vardy today, got him an assist. At least he got some form of attacking returns, but his midfield, Fernandes, Son, Salah, Soucek, Grealish, Cresswell in defence, Dallas, Justin making up the other two, and then Vardy captain and Bamford up top. So Peter Scullion is having an absolute stormer of a game week right now. And then if we quickly just look at fourth spot in the Invitation League, and once again appreciate everybody that participated in this. Fourth spot is, as stands right now, Blonde. Well. Blonde, one of our moderators. She is now fourth. Blimey. She can't be taking tips from me or you, Dan, whatsoever. But 75 points right now. Dyer, Saiz, Dallas, Grealish, Fernandes, Son, so it's the same old names. Bamford, Kane, Calvert-Lewin, and on that bench staring her with 11 points is Soucek. But to be honest with you, would you have played Soucek over Bamford or Calvert-Lewin? Unlikely. So Blonde is now fourth. That Saiz though, Dan, scoring again.
It's funny you say about not taking tips. These are players that we mentioned. Saiz is a player that we mentioned the other day. You know, a threat from set pieces. Got the goal against Spurs. He has been a threat. He was a threat against Man United as well. So Good call. Very good call.
Yeah, and we're about to kick off, everybody, for the second half of the Chelsea versus Man City game as the players are about to come out on the pitch and everything. And I mean, we've had people predicting. Well, we haven't had people to. But members, what do you think the score will be? If anybody's watching this that is a member, what do you think the score will be full time? Dan, your prediction on the full time scoreline?
I'll go 4-0.
4-0. I'll go, despite everything I've said, I'll go 5-1. With Giroud getting a consolation goal at some point after
not Hudson-Odoi. He got good in the game before.
Matthew Zaishi saying 4-1. Dave Lister. I love the fact that Dave's put 4-0 to City as opposed to 4-0 to Chelsea, Dave? Cheers for clarifying. Happy Dude Geneva saying 4-1. Gabriel de Rop saying so. A lot of people agree with you, Dan. Although you said 4-0, 4-1. Karma baby, 5-1 agreeing with me there. Get your 50p's on the. Cheers, Dave. Get your 50p's on what you think the final score will be, because there are some pretty clever clogs. Dan, did you have any bets on over the weekend?
Cripes, mate, I did, and because they're all schoolboy bets, so I better just go and I'll go and get them and reveal them live on air now. But
please do, yeah. While you're doing that,
do gamble responsibly.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, everybody.
Seriously,
gamble.
Right, let's have a look. So, because you got to remember. I haven't watched all of the football, so...
Just before you continue, Dan, happy Dude Geneva. By the way, you let Dan off lightly on the Lacazette call. I'm pretty sure I called Dan a name in a members video. I'm pretty sure I did.
Really? I didn't know anything about this.
I think I did. It begins with T and ends in R.
Oh, that...
And it's something that you do with salad.
I don't really eat salad, mate. Right, anyway, so going on to my bets. Crystal Palace, Sheffield United. These are both teams to score, by the way. So Crystal Palace, Sheffield United, I said no.
Oh, good lad. No.
Okay. Brighton Wolves, I said yes. Okay. Man United, I said yes. And Everton West Ham, I said yes. So that one's been...
How much would that have returned if that had come through?
Oh, I think like 8.84 off like a quid. Just
okay, not too bad.
These are not bad. It's just fun boy bets, isn't it? And then I said Wolves to beat Brighton. Okay. Tottenham to beat Leeds. And then Crystal Palace and Sheffield United to draw.
Right, okay. Well, that came nowhere near. I mean, let's just have a quick look at your predictions, what you said. I mean, I've done okay this particular game, but you said 2-1 Everton. Man United, Aston Villa, you got that bang on the money. You said 2-1. Tottenham Leeds, you said 3-1, ended 3-0. Crystal Palace, Sheffield United, you said 2-0. Well, what was the score in that game? 2-0, wasn't it?
Which game again?
Crystal Palace, Sheffield United.
It was, I think it was 2-0, yeah.
Blimey, Dan, maybe you should listen to your own predictions here. Brighton Wolves, you said 1-1, but it ended as a draw. West Bromwich Albion and Arsenal, it said 2-0. Well, double that. Burnley Fulham, obviously they didn't play. Newcastle Leicester, you said 2-0. Well, Newcastle did. They were lucky to get that first goal. So, and in this game, okay, you said 2-1. So listen up to this, everybody. Dan seems to be on form though. He's gone 2-0 to Liverpool. So Dan, maybe you should have listened to your own advice, mate.
Honest to God, Steve, there's not much. When you go into the bookies now, you've only got 15 minutes as well.
Yeah. Did they take your name by any chance?
Yeah, I said Steve-O.
I find it so cringeworthy.
I don't mind it, actually, if I'm honest, because it's just quite... There's nobody else in there. You just go in and do your bet.
Hold on, Dan.
You know, I mean...
Phil Foden released there, Dan. Tell you what.
Okay, so... deciphering my terrible bets. So please gamble. So anyway, Chelsea 0, Man City 3. Will Cancelo get the clean sheet for Man City? With other defenders, of course, but Chelsea trying to move it out from the back, hoping to get an early goal to make this game a bit more of a contest, but the Bruyne slipping it through Gundogan. Man City looking for more goals here. Foden was nearly in there, but Foden's been looking very sharp in this game. Obviously, he got the goal, that lovely side finish. Stockport Iniesta been living up to his billing today, but Chelsea are giving this ball away. De Bruyne going on for the shot, but Conte put the block in, put him off, and did well there.
Yeah, he did very well indeed. And I mean, obviously Chelsea will try and get something out of this game. Maybe actually play around a bit and actually do what they did against you lot after you were 3-0 up. You know, they got that goal back with that penalty. No, sorry. He missed it, didn't he? What am I on about? But they got their goal back, and if they'd scored the penalty, you never know. But will Chelsea be able to break through this absolute rock-solid Man City defence, a defence which I believe haven't conceded something like in 9 out of the last 10 or 9 out of the last 11 or something ridiculous like that in all competitions. It's just clean sheets. It's just a shame that you just never know which Man City defensive asset is going to start. But I must say that I have no hope, even though I've said that Giroud will come off the bench to get a consolation. To be honest with you, Dan, I think the reality is, I think if I was going to put a pound on it, it'd be 4-0, 5-0. That's what I'd be putting a pound on. So £2, I put a pound each on 4-0 and 5-0 results, because I cannot see Chelsea penetrating this Man City defence whatsoever. They've been absolutely lacklustre, really poor in the final third. Man City are just picking them off as they break forward. Every time they seem to break forward, Dan, it's almost like you feel like they're going to score.
Yeah, they're letting Chelsea have the ball at the moment, but I mean, you've got like De Bruyne, Sterling, Foden, players like that counter really quickly. Gundogan as well has looked really good today, obviously getting the really nice goal to open the game. It's just very hard for Chelsea at the moment. They're completely demoralised, and I'm loving it.
Tell us why are you loving this, Dan? What's the reason?
I don't like Chelsea.
And why don't you like Chelsea?
I just obviously being an Arsenal fan, and just still the fact, I don't know, it's a bit arrogant, and when they like came out of nowhere with all that money and started dominating the league. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I do appreciate some of the great players that they've had, like Drogba, Lampard himself, individual players. I mean, it's just the rival of Arsenal, isn't it, really? I mean, I'm sure Chelsea hate Arsenal. I mean, hate's a strong word. It's all a bit of banter. We're not serious
God,
here.
they've given the ball away again, Dan. Let's hear about this.
Here's Foden on the left-hand side. How much space does he want? To De Bruyne. Mendy saves it. Very comfortable, but Chelsea not looking good there. But no, just, I mean, it's all a bit of, this football rivalry. To me, it's all a bit of banter, fun. We don't like the teams. We certainly respect the individual players from those specific teams that made them, made a difference over the years.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've got to say, Dan, you are absolutely miles behind me. It's almost like you're a minute behind me. Which, again, if anybody in the members...
Let's put it out to the chat, because I have asked this and no one got back to me about it. Why is it that I'm on Sky Go? I'm on Sky Go. You're on Now TV.
Yeah.
And I'm miles, like you say, is it like a minute and a half?
Yeah, a minute behind, yeah. Because when you were talking about the action, when you mentioned phone, I thought, you are actually caught up with me, and I was like, that was the first passage of play. I'm actually on about the second passage of play where they were put through pretty easily. And I mean, admittedly,
Well, it's just,
a failed pass out to Sterling. But yeah, if anybody in the members do know why, but the ball floated in by Ziyech at the moment. Flaming hell, man. I mean, I've asked you once and I'll ask you again. I think I'll say it again. I think it was the wrong time to bring back Ziyech in a game like this. I'd have just stuck with the team that's been performing within reason pretty decently so far. Just stuck with Abraham, Werner and Pulisic.
yeah, it does seem a strange decision, really, from Lampard, because as you say, he just offers that physical presence, and it's not like, you know, they're going to be able to counter-attack Man City or whatever. It just, you know, the ball's coming again. Obviously, I know I'm a bit behind, but the ball's coming again from Ziyech. It's not a bad ball in, but there's just no one there to knock it down. And, you know, Giroud got a few goals recently. And, yeah, and Abraham against West Ham, you know, he got some goals there. So I don't really understand it. But once again, I just think they've almost got too many attacking assets, and it's like trying to fit them all in, and it's just not, the balance is not right.
Absolutely, and Man City have got a free kick at the moment. Ooh, Danny! Go, go, go!
Okay, I'll try. So Conte's going to miss the next game against Fulham. Just exactly what Chelsea need at the moment, but he's just been booked. It's a free kick here to Manchester City. De Bruyne, Gundogan over the ball, deciding who will take this particular set piece. So it's going to be more trouble potentially here for Chelsea now. De Bruyne flicks it in, and it's a free header. Good save from Mendy, but the defending is absolutely abysmal. Mendy's going to be asking his defenders, so what the hell was going on there? Because I think it's Rodrigo that stole a run on his marker, well, his non-existent marker, and good save from Mendy, but yeah, just terrible defending from Chelsea there, and still 3-0, but it could have easily been 4.
Yes, it really could have been easily 4 Man City there. A really good save. I mean, admittedly, it was quite point blank, but I mean, I've just seen a very, very, very tame effort from Mason Mount there, which, if that's going to be all what Chelsea can offer, then they can do that all day. Because, honestly, I mean, I think that's the first thing Stefan's done all game, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, he's come in today and...
Sorry, just to interject, Dan, but like, you'd think that, you know, this is a goalkeeper that hasn't played for X amount of games or X amount of time. Test the guy. Just pot shot from anywhere if you get the opportunity. Just make him work.
Well, he had a nervous start, didn't he, with that free kick they gave away. Surely Lampard would have said, well, we need to test this guy. I'm assuming he might, you know, be playing like the League Cup games and whatnot, but this is a big match. And they've not even really had many shots from long range.
No, they've done nothing whatsoever. It's the same with, like, say, Sean Dyche, you know, in the game against, I've completely forgotten who. Oh, Leeds decided to target Meslier by putting in lots of crosses into the box and trying to get a header in. Unfortunately, it didn't pay off. But, you know, if the game had been going on for maybe a further 10 minutes or so, maybe we could have scored against Leeds. But, you know, I mean, that game's gone dusted. Done and dusted, as they say now, with Chelsea on the attack at the moment. Mason Mount on the ball, trying to drive it through. Oh, Jesus Christ. Dan, just tell us what's going on there. So bad.
Yeah, okay. So, as I say, still 3-0 here. De Bruyne challenging Ziyech there. And Chelsea once again are coming forward. I say once again, they haven't all game, but not really getting anywhere. But onto the left-hand side, here's Cresswell. Looking a bit back to Werner. Okay, now they're trying to get the ball in. Stefan just let it run across the goal and just come to nothing, really.
That's exactly it, Dan. It has come to nothing. It's poor. It's tame. It's almost like Chelsea have given up already, Dan. It's just
it does. I mean, it was just like I said. There's nobody in the box. The cross came over, but there was just nobody there. Basically,
they've got to do something in which try and get some balls in the box, make Man City panic, clear the ball away, going out for corners, and then, like you said, Chelsea have scored so many goals from corners this season. Try and get some corners. Try and use your most lethal weapon in Thiago Silva, Zuma, Chilwell. Those three, and try and get something out of it. Now, admittedly, against who the hell was it? Who did Chelsea play last in the Premier League? I've completely forgotten.
It wasn't West Ham, was it?
No, whoever they were playing, they had so many corners.
Oh, Villa,
that's it. They had so many corners against Villa. Didn't make go on, have an effort. Oh, Dan. Kovacic there. I mean, get it on target, lad. I mean, admittedly, it would have been very difficult to get the ball on target, but try at least. I mean, Lampard there really cutting a frustrating figure, isn't he?
Yeah, it's doesn't seem to be a way back into this game for Chelsea at the moment, or even just to get a goal to make things a bit more interesting.
The only way they're going to get a goal is quite simply by a Man City mistake. By literally just passing.
Let's hope that doesn't happen. Let's hope that clean sheet stays intact.
Oh well, like I said, it will be staying intact. Don't you worry about that. This clean sheet is going to be staying intact no matter what. But Dan, any shock results over the weekend, or was it all as you'd expect? Did you watch any of the Man United game, for example? Leeds Tottenham.
Yeah, well, I mean, I thought Leeds Tottenham would have been a bit more. I mean, Leeds did have some chances, but it seemed pretty straightforward for Tottenham.
Okay.
To be honest with you, they just got the goals, and there wasn't too much of a contest as I was hoping for. But yeah, United Villa was quite an entertaining game. I saw the highlights of that one, and
I was told the penalty was a bit lucky, apparently.
Yeah, I think that was lucky, really. Won that one quite easily. I mean, yeah, the Villa manager obviously after the game wasn't happy at all. And but yeah, Fernandes once again. I did say he's on penalties. You got to keep him. He's obviously essential FPL royalty at the moment. Nice goal from Traore for Villa. Grealish obviously with the assist. They had lots of, Watkins had some opportunities. Cash was getting involved there. I mean, Villa have had a really good season. The fact that they're disappointing losing away to Manchester United says a lot, doesn't it, really? But yeah, Fernandes doing his hop and getting his penalty goal again.
Absolutely. Man City on the counter-attack at the moment, Dan. I know you're a bit behind. Let's tell us what's going on at the moment.
Yeah, Man City just passing the ball around the midfield. Once again, really cool with everything. Taking their time with it. If you watch AFTV, you will get the reference there. And, just making it nice and smooth. It's like a training game. And frustrating for Chelsea, of course. We'd have expected a bit more of an even match here. But Sterling heading it onto Gundogan. Over to the left-hand side now, here's Phil Foden, who got his debut goals against Iceland earlier in the season. Back to Foden, back to Bruyne, and again, nearly walking the ball through there, but
you've
De Bruyne pressing away.
You've just used the line. They just seem to now be wanting to try and score a walking goal. They've scored a long-range effort. They've scored a close range.
And
they've scored a skillful back heel, so to speak. And now it's what next can we do? Let's try and walk the ball into the back of the net.
In the words of Luke Highfield, they're ripping us apart. Okay, that'll probably be unless Pete Smith's in the chat. That'll mean absolutely nothing to anybody. But if he is there, it might be. an absolute fruitcake he used to play football
God,
with.
hold on, Dan. Oh, God, Danny boy. You're going to have to tell us, mate.
Talk us through the action, Steve-O. Man City holding the ball, taking their time with it once again. Zinchenko, who looks like De Bruyne so much, it's uncanny. And that's a problem for Chelsea as well. I don't know if it's Zinchenko or De Bruyne coming down that left-hand side. But the young Russian passes it back into the midfield. Sterling taking up that position in the middle. He was more on the right in the first half, but now he's popped it to his mate De Bruyne, who's had a shot just past Mendy's left-hand post. But Kevin De Bruyne trying to get a almost replica of his goal 3 seasons ago in this fixture. Sterling would have had the assist there. De Bruyne found the space, and De Bruyne is looking red hot on the money.
I've got some breaking news, Dan. Zuma is now on 1 point.
Oh.
Zuma is on 1 measly point.
Well,
so
it's 1 more point than Chris Wood and his mate. Who's that other generic Burnley defender? Lawson.
and who the hell is this coming on? That's a great idea. That is. Ziyech is coming off for, well, a Chelsea youngster, I'm assuming. I do not recognise, I have a clue who this young man is whatsoever. But yeah, brilliant idea. Here you go, lad. It's 3-0. See what you can do. Who's this? So Hudson-Odoi is coming on for Ziyech. And another player, who we'll find out in a few seconds, is coming on for, obviously for somebody, for Kante. Who's this? Oh, it must be Gilmore. Oh, it is. Oh, there we are.
Oh, yeah. Another. He made that brilliant performance against back in February, I think it was, in the Cup. And not really heard much of him since, really.
No,
But Ziyech does not look happy. It's not that he's thinking, take me back to Ajax or something, because he just looks bemused. And they've got your favourite Chelsea player of all time here, Callum Hudson-Odoi, coming on.
Well, hopefully they have a bit more about them now, but hopefully Gilmore and Hudson-Odoi inspires a bit more out of the Chelsea team, because they have been absolutely lacklustre. Hello, Harbour Boy. Just got out of bed to see Chelsea getting a beating. Hope you're all well. Yeah, we're all fine. We're all fine here. Might be getting Gundogan into my team for the blank and double. Gundogan. Is he an option, Dan? I mean, we jest earlier on about triple captain, but in all seriousness, is Gundogan an option?
I think so, yeah. The proper differential. I mean, will he play all the games? That's the only concern I have. But yeah, I mean, he's obviously scored a fantastic goal today. You just have to almost hope that Pep will come out with one of his definitive statements about, yes, we have to play De Bruyne all the time, with Gundogan, really. But I don't know, when you go into this... All right, Steve-O. When you go into these double game weeks, you just want to kind of almost... I don't know, it's quite fun to take a little bit of a calculated gamble in that sense. But yeah, Steve-O's groaning and moaning, so I'm assuming that something has happened here. As Azpilicueta hits it long. There's Timo Werner, everyone's favourite Chelsea player, onto the right-hand side here. Into the middle. There is Gilmore, who's away with his first touch, man. Out to De Bruyne. Pings it out to his best mate Sterling. Sterling on the right-hand side here. De Bruyne is trying to chase in. Mendy, very brave goalkeeping. Mendy is keeping Chelsea's pride intact here with very brave goalkeeping. De Bruyne went in. De Bruyne, class act that he is, obviously didn't. Would have been very unfortunate. But yeah, Chelsea... Gilmore losing it straight away, and if you lose it against Man City, they punish you. Simple as.
You say Zinchenko looks like Kevin De Bruyne. I agree. He also looks like Ben Mee. He also looks like Ben Mee as well. Harbour Boy's saying about Gundogan's just cheap and he could fill the Lutman slot in my team. Yeah, I think he's 5.5. Harbour Boy, let us know how much he is in the chat. Dave Lister saying yes, he will definitely play, Dan. So Dave Lister seems to know more than what we do, but take his word for it. So maybe for me, Gundogan could be. James Ward-Prowse could be Gundogan for me instead. Maybe that's something I could potentially look into. Triple up of Gundogan, De Bruyne, and John Stones. But it's just such a shame that they've got the Carabao Cup this particular week, because we just can't trust what will happen until the games are finished regarding injuries and everything.
I mean, they're going to take that game seriously, aren't they? You know, because it's a derby game, and Guardiola. Once you get to that stage in the competition, you might as well bloody go and win the thing, really. You know, both teams have been taking that very seriously, which is what they should do, really. And obviously, you've got Tottenham and Brentford as well. So I'm just hoping Brentford can get to Wembley and win the cup.
Oh yeah, that'd be great to see Brentford get there.
Very well.
My local team, just a 15-minute drive from where I live, which is crazy, really. Knowing, I always say this: it's when you know where certain grounds are, you think to yourself, it's there. Especially in London, it's like with the Emirates, for example. It's like it's there, huh? It's like there's like a high street, and then just behind like a load of shops and everything, it's like, oh, there's the Emirates. It's the same with Wembley and Brentford, Fulham. QPR's another one. I haven't actually been there, but QPR's another one. It's just slap bang in the middle of a bit like Torquay's ground, just slap bang in the middle of houses, and yeah, very strange. Carl was saying, what happened to all those? Go on, lad! Oh, just give him somebody, Dan. Oh, tell us what's going on, mate. 'Cause there was an opportunity there
so
for Chelsea
trying to do something, and on the left-hand side here we've got Chilwell looking to try and make something, but into the centre there, and Kovacic has laid it off to Azpilicueta. Now it's Hudson-Odoi, Devo's favourite player, doing a bit of jinking, linking it up. Hudson-Odoi. So many Man City bodies in the box, and the shot from Kovacic come in there. But I mean, Man City really do want to keep that clean sheet. It seems there was just no way in.
No. Carl was saying, what happened to those people who were carrying on about Ziyech as if he was the second coming of Maradona? Harbour Boy, then, I was so close to bringing Ziyech in after that one good match he had. I mean, you've just seen the counter-attack by Kevin De Bruyne and Sterling. It's almost like they're going at jogging pace. They're just like not really wanting to overexert themselves. I mean, would this be a good thing for Pep Guardiola to go, you know what, lads, let's take you off early. Let's get you nice and rested for the Man United game. Get on Fernandinho. Get on Aguero. Bring on Mahrez. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they're just going to, take it easy. They don't want to risk any injuries ahead of a cup semi-final with a result intact. So that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, this it is essentially now just a back seven for. I mean, I've just said about taking De Bruyne off, and he's just been taken out. He's gone down holding onto his leg. I mean, Kovacic doing his usual job. Yeah, I'm sure Kevin De Bruyne will be fine, but it just takes one moment, Dan, just like that, and Kevin De Bruyne could be out for a period of time. He's not going to be, but these things can happen. Just get him off.
Yeah, exactly. Get him off, save him for the game, and don't risk an injury to a key player, really.
No, like I said, so Man City are pretty much, it's like almost like a 7-3 formation now. They're just soaking up all the pressure from Chelsea when they get the opportunity to just hit on the counter-attack with Kevin De Bruyne and Sterling. Excuse me. Sterling leading the line. Leading the line. Just of interest, Dan, what's the weather like in Torbay at the moment?
Oh, it's been very cold. It's been quite grey today. Brightened up a little bit as the day went on, but yeah, it's pretty pajamery weather at the moment. But it's been dry, so it's can't complain in that regard.
No, you can't complain. I always say that, as long as it's dry, happy days. Harbour Boy's saying there's not that many option players in the 5 to 6 million bracket who can play 3 matches across blank game week and obviously the double. Gundogan, Westwood. Westwood is not a player, I can assure you. Can't get the Villa guys in because I'm already triple up. Yeah, Westwood is not an option. McTominay. Is McTominay an option, Dan? I don't think so. Gundogan, a real major push. Yeah, I mean, having Gundogan instead of James Ward-Prowse isn't such a bad idea. Hello, Ray. Hello, Ray Joyce. Nightmare week. If it could go wrong, it started with Fabianski injury. I'm assuming you haven't got a playing substitute goalkeeper, Ray. Oh, do you know anything about that Fabianski injury? Do you know anything much about that?
Can't say I do, but yeah, I mean, he's obviously he's gone to West Ham. He's obviously done really well. But yeah, I mean, they got the clean sheet, ironically, didn't they, yesterday? So that'll be I can imagine that'll be really annoying if you Fabianski.
Well, you say that, is that Rudolph or Randolph or whatever his bloody name is he just worth bringing in for the sake of it, just in case Fabianski's out for a while?
I mean, apparently he has a thigh injury for Fabianski. That was the problem. But yeah, possibly. I mean, when I've seen this Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, he's a bit of a clown before, but you know, possibly because it is a cheap asset, isn't it? Really.
I mean, I've already asked you this, but with this blank game week, I mean, what are you planning on doing with this double game week, Dan? Hitting the wild card, smashing on the bench.
Oh, might be the bench boost, I think. I mean, game week 18 is going to be a bit painful. I think I should just take it easy. Game week 18, accept that I'm not going to get an amazing score because I'm not going to have loads of players playing, and then just kind of try my best to attack game week 19 with the bench boost.
Hold on. Really? Sorry, Dan. We got a substitution here. Fernandinho is coming on for who? Blimey.
Who is it?
Gundogan. I mean, I understand taking off like key players, but Gundogan off for Fernandinho, probably my priority would be taking off Kevin De Bruyne, to be honest with you. You
seem desperate for him to come off, Steve-O. Is that going to be a clue to your transfer plans or not?
No, not at all. I just find it just very, very strange. And then, of course, without wanting to sound like a broken record, but it's just true. It's just if Kevin De Bruyne was to hurt himself, or Sterling or somebody like that, you know, key players to this City team, Pep Guardiola's the first manager to come out and go, oh, we need 5 substitutes. You don't even use 3. Do you know what I mean? Or when you do use 3, it's like in the last 5 minutes of the match when if it was to happen, I don't wish it upon a player, but if it was to happen, the player goes down injured and it's like, oh, I should have subbed him off earlier. Why didn't you then? You were 3-0 up. 15 minutes to go, take him off. Okay. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Just take him off now. Think logically. Crying out loud. How was Arsenal Fan TV then last night? Did you actually watch it after every single game, Dan?
I haven't watched any of it yet. I will watch some of it. I think maybe like later on or tomorrow. When I'm doing a bit of work, it's like an admin task, or listen to some of it. I do watch it after every game, but I'm more selective now, win or lose, with who I listen to. Because I just find certain people more interesting than others. Like I like Turkish lead judges, obviously DT, but also, that there's some that are a bit more measured and a bit more in. Stricto's quite funny. Well, with his straight to the point.
Is Turkish a character from Snatch?
Possibly, yeah. I mean, Turkish, he could fit into Snatch actually with the look of him, but. It's nice to hear some positivity, because when you just hear people constantly overly negative, it can be a bit obviously great entertainment for like fans of other teams, but it's nice to hear some more positive talk. Be interesting to see what Lee Gunner saying on his channel, because I sometimes start to think that like he was overly negative to the point of like just doing it for views potentially. So I just was like, yeah, and this is even when we beat Man United, he was saying, oh, it wasn't the best. And God, are you ever happy? Like,
Well, join the club.
credit where it's due and criticism where it's needed, So, but no, he to be fair to him, he does say, well, I didn't back Arteta since the start, and Stones has gone into the stands there, and I think he's all right. He's a big lad.
We've just seen a substitution from Chelsea. Kovacic
Havertz.
coming off for Havertz. I mean,
big signing. Havertz was the next Ballack, but hasn't quite kicked into gear just yet.
Wow, his injury so far this season. I mean, get this, Dan, Harbour Boy all the way in New Zealand. Get this little story. I always find it funny hearing you guys talking about Torbay because there's a beach called Torbay just down the road from where I live. So there's a Torbay in every part of the world, Dan. How crazy is that?
Yeah, I know there's a Torquay in Australia. Really nice beaches as well. So, yeah, some nice little stats there. Little bits of trivia.
Yeah, brings us all together. I'm surprised that he's brought on Havertz in a bit of a meaningless training. Would you say he's brought on Havertz just to get a bit of a run out, seeing as he's been off injured for a while? Or out with whatever.
That's what I say every time, Steve-O. It's just keeping these big players happy, I suppose, isn't it, really? And give a bit of run around, see what he can do for the next game. Maybe he gets an assist or puts in a good performance in the last quarter of an hour. Food for thought, I guess, really.
Absolutely, Dan, absolutely. And I'm surprised that I don't want to keep going on about this, but it's just a simple fact. When will Pep Guardiola make the double substitution? I'd love to see Aguero get a run out. Ray Joyce is screaming at you here. Lacazette for the blank, Dan.
Yeah, go for it. And then blame me when it goes wrong. But
yeah,
no, Lacazette's looking full of. He is looking full of confidence, though, isn't he?
Advise Steve-O not to get him, and I'm the prat that then listens to 70% of the chat to say don't bother getting him. Goes and scores 2 goals. Now everybody wants him, and now Dan's going, yeah, get him in because he's got loads of confidence behind him. But
the thing is, that West Brom game, I expected it to be just didn't expect that many. I know we were confidence, but I thought it'd be similar to the Brighton game.
He's a goal scorer, Dan, though. He's one of the main men of your team at the moment, along with Saka, Tierney, and this Reece Smith. Seems to be like this, the focal points of what's going on with Arsenal at the moment. Everybody seems to be happy. They seem to be enjoying their football at the moment, and it's almost like a kick up the backside that these so-called prima donnas needed.
Yeah, Smith Rowe, Martinelli, Saka. They've all been integral to an upturn in form, really, and Murray has done well since he came in. Had a bit of a stop-start period of his career at Arsenal, but come in and looked solid. No frills centre back. So long may it continue. Really, I mean, it's weird how things can change in football, but it's nice to see the players playing with a smile. And then Tierney's goal yesterday was fantastic. Playing full of confidence.
Yes, absolutely. It's a shame. It's just a bit out of my price range. But for the people that are watching this stream, cheers, everybody joining us. There's not much talk about this specific game because, to be honest, there's just nothing going on. It's just essentially Chelsea trying their hardest to try and get through this Man City defence. But it's virtually impossible. It's virtually impossible. They're just so well organised. And Chelsea are just so lacklustre in front of the Man City goal. They haven't really tested Stefan whatsoever. And I'm just comparing it to the Arsenal game, Dan, that they played against you. Just nothing about Chelsea at the moment, which I think to myself, wow, you're title contenders.
Yeah, I mean, before the start of the season, obviously there were teams talked about to challenge what were the investments or not, but it's just been like a big golfing class today, really. You can't look at it and say, oh, injuries, like whatever. I mean,
It's almost
It's
been
all down to
a competitive training ground match. Almost.
Yeah.
Just above.
Yeah.
It's almost actually, in fact, it's almost like a Premier League team up against a Championship / League One team where they're giving it their all, but they just can't do anything in the final third. And the Premier League team has just scored a few easy goals, and have just got a comfortable win.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I just still feel that Chelsea could have picked a different lineup of a competitive match. You know, maybe like Giroud. I was going to say Batshuayi then. Abraham could have been in contention. I don't know. They just don't seem to have a lot in the middle. And I just feel that it's just been. I don't know. Chelsea, Man City have just had all the time in the world to pass it on. They played some really good football. They've been on song, but the golfing quality is just. The difference in quality is just there for all to see.
Absolutely, and Man City have got a free kick at the moment with Silva and Kevin De Bruyne standing over it. Kevin De Bruyne. I mean, I'm saying it all now, Dan, because this game has just come to absolutely nothing. We might as well just end the stream now because this game's ending 3-0, isn't it?
I want to put my dinner on, but I want
to go out for a walk.
I just hope that Cancelo can. I can't see Chelsea. This is when I tempt fate and they do actually get a consolation, 30 yards out or stupid like that. But
hopefully,
fingers crossed, another clean sheet.
Yeah, Man City just playing it around Chelsea's 12-yard box at the moment, doing all their best to try and penetrate Chelsea, but I'm still frustrated with the way Chelsea have approached this game. No end product whatsoever, and it's been very, very disappointing for me. And I think Chelsea were shot after like the second goal went in. It was almost like, what the hell's hit them? What do we do? It's like what we had. I think it was Andre or Karma Babe. I think it was Andre that said, they've just lost all ideas since they went 2-0 down or 3-0 down, and just nothing to bring to the table whatsoever. We're approaching the 84th minute mark. Chelsea have just been awarded a corner. Can they get something out of this? We'll find out in about 10 seconds' time. Mason Mount, as ever, will be going up to take it. His usual thing, whip the ball in. Oh, Aguero is going to be coming on. Breaking news, Aguero is going to be coming on. He's standing on the touchline. The question is, who would he come on for? I would assume Sterling, assuming. But he may take off Silva, he may take off KDB. But certainly Aguero standing on the touchline at the moment. He'll be coming on. And Chelsea on the attack. Jesus Christ. I mean, it's funny because this game, to be fair, Dan, this game has genuinely flown by. I mean, I can't believe we've been on air for 2 hours. 2 hours we've been on air.
2 hours?
It's been here we go. Here we go. I got the substitution right. So Mahrez and Aguero are coming on. Kevin De Bruyne is coming off, and will it be Sterling? I'm assuming the answer will be yes. Let's see. So Kevin De Bruyne has definitely been taken off for Fernandinho. Who is Aguero coming on for? I'm just going to assume it's Sterling. Let's find out right now. The answer is no. Phil Foden. Phil Foden's come off.
It's not bad players to bring off the bench, is it, Steve? Christ.
Yeah, they're all right. they're
I mean,
okay.
come on. Aguero's been around for how long's he been at Man City? Is it like 10 years?
I think it's approaching about 8 years, 9 years, something like that. Coming from Atletico Madrid, of course, and always showed promise at Atletico, but at the time Atletico were complete nobodies and everything.
They had him and Forlan at the time. That was a decent partnership, wasn't it? I mean,
them as a team, they weren't the team that they are now, challenging for titles, challenging for the Champions League, and back then they were like again, I'm just guessworking here, but middle of the road table in La Liga, had no real threat to anybody. They had like you just mentioned, really good players with the big fit. I think the frames we're looking for is big fishes in a small pond at the time.
Yes.
So
and Mahrez, of course, coming from Leicester City where he won the league, and he's done the same at Man City, and he has his little purple patches, doesn't he, when he racks the points up and people want to get him in, and then he gets rested, all rotated, whatever way you want to look at it. But they've got an embarrassment of riches, really, and with the title race is really, really hot and up now. It just seems to be every time I look on BBC Sport, it's saying another team's near the top. Man United near the top, Leicester near the top, Liverpool back on top, Man City on the top. So it's very open.
You've deleted the message, Ray, but unfortunately it's come up on streams. Free hit really making team selection a lot more interesting this week. Just need to find the random differential with bags of haul. I'm telling you now, Ray, unfortunately the cynic in me says this. Everybody's going to be watching content and they're just going to be buying the same old players. Jason did his free hit draft on the watch-along that he did for Man United game. To be honest with you, I just saw it and I went, yeah, that's just going to be the standard team that everybody's going to be looking at. Harbour Boy making the point that down at Torbay there's a big rock called has a big rock off the beach called the Tor, hence Torbay. Harbour Boy saying, is Saka a good option for a few weeks, seeing as he doesn't have a double? Yeah, Dan?
Yeah, I still think he's a good option. He's been good even in games that we've lost this season, and they are good fixtures coming up. So what's been happening is that he had lots of. He's been getting into the right positions. He's been doing a Harvey Barnes, getting into the right positions. Conversion ratio was really low, and now he's converting really, and he's going to be one of the first players on the team sheet. So yeah, still a good option. I mean, I just wish that somebody could lend me their free hit chip because Gameweek 18 it's going to be a tricky one for me.
There was someone made a funny point actually about a scenario that you're in at the moment, and Karma Baby just quickly saying, isn't it ridiculous that Aguero only gets 5 minutes? Yeah, well, you've been listening to the stream, you've heard mine and Dan's thoughts on that. I completely agree with you, mate. But with a free hit chip, you haven't got it, but someone made a funny point about maybe for a bit of fun with the game, they charge you points. So for argument's sake, for a free hit, how many players is that? That's 11. So they charge you 4 times 11, which is 44. So would you spend 44 points for a free hit chip, Dan? So they charge you... No?
I think not for Game Week 18 anyway. Mate, potentially for Game Week 19, but not for 18.
No, but that's what I'm saying. You wouldn't have to specifically buy it for that. But if you've used your free hit chip already, right? If you want to buy your chip back, you have to spend. They charge you 44 points. It's just a thought process. So would you do a 44 point hit essentially to get a free hit for double Game Week 19 then?
Oh, potentially, but you're gonna have to get that captain right, isn't you? Really, for that to pay off, you have to really get that captain right. Obviously, you can only use one chip each particular time, so you'd be looking at, I suppose, with Man City's fixtures like KDB captain, maybe to sort of make that kind of pay off with other players in as well. I mean, the thing for me is I'm pretty good at predicting the results, so just need to transpire that more into FPL points, really. But it is a disadvantage not having that free hit chip at this moment in time.
There's been 2 minutes added to the game, Dan, but to be honest, there could be an extra. Oh my goodness, Danny boy! Oh,
right,
what the hell is happening?
Don't spoil it for me. Don't keep stum, as Del Boy would say. In Only Fools and Horses, the greatest British comedy ever existed. So, Man City are moving the ball back around here, and I've got a horrible feeling about this. Oh, wait a minute, it's gone upfield. Danny Boy doesn't know what's happened, but Chelsea have got the ball. Cancelo clean sheet going to go? If it is, I'm not going to be happy. This isn't looking good. Oh, no. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Oh, Hudson-Odoi. Just magic. Absolutely cosmic. Hold on, is this something? No. Good. Bollocks. Can I swear? Am I allowed to swear on this?
No.
This isn't healthy, Steve. For me to suppress this frustration with these rubbish, middle of the road swear words that aren't really swear words. Hudson-Odoi comes on, gets a goal, consolation, second Premier League goal this season. Came in on the right hand side there, and Man City let me. What a bunch of.
Go on. Let's swear. It's a members only video, so to speak. Go on. Let's have a little rant. Go on.
The moment's gone now, Steve. The moment's gone. I had to suppress it, and anything else just feels forced. But yeah, I mean that's just nearly the last kick of the game, and yeah, that's the game of FPL, though, isn't it? I mean, 1 minute you're riding high, sticking your chest out, saying, "Look at me with my differential, my clean sheet." The next minute, Hudson-Odoi. The one that Steve secretly has got a Chelsea shirt in his bedroom with the name on the back, comes on and scores a goal, and it's all bloody changed.
Do you know what makes you laugh? Is that, Karma Baby saying brutal clean sheet wipeout for Man City defenders. I mean, the worst thing is that, Blonde, we were talking about you, we were talking about your team. The worst thing is, Dan, is that Man City dominated that game.
Yeah.
Zuma has got one less point than Cancelo. So my Zuma versus Cancelo ended up you being 1 point better off. That's it. It makes no sense.
I don't remember Stefan having to make a real proper saves like during the game. Hudson-Odoi, when he plays, he's really well, doesn't he? So, maybe Chelsea's starting him, really, isn't it? What's Pep saying to Cancelo now? He's saying, "Hey, Dan had you in his team, and look what happened." He's always very animated with his players, isn't he? They're saying, "Well, Dan's got lots of points from me before. What's he moaning about? I'm a differential." But I do wonder if they play the game themselves. But yeah, it is what it is. C'est la vie, really. On to the next one. To Salah tomorrow.
Yeah.
And he gets an assist, and that's it, or something.
All right.
Anything,
You're good with your predictions, Dan. To be fair, you're good with You're good with score predictions. I'm pretty good with fantasy football predictions. But you've predicted 2-0 to Liverpool. What's your thinking on fantasy returns in that 2-0 victory? Who's getting the 2 goals and who's getting the assists?
Mane will get both goals and both assists, probably.
Mane's,
the way that the Gameweek's going.
There we are.
He's going to assist himself. He's going to run the length of the pitch straight from the. Well, I'm being ridiculous, but no. Bednarak's not playing for Southampton, I believe, so that's part of the thought process there, really. But yeah, I mean, people were saying before about Southampton playing a bit of a higher line. These teams that Salah's came against recently, he's had lots of chances. Surely this is going to be third time lucky for the Salah captaincy. That's the third time in 3 game weeks I've captained him. Last 2 game weeks failed. It's a big test of faith to come in and captain him again. So we'll see what happens.
I've predicted 2-1 to Liverpool. I think from a fantasy football perspective, I think it's that line, isn't it, Dan? Players like to score against their former clubs. I think Danny Ings will actually score versus Liverpool, assisted by Walcott. Let's go with that. Walcott assisting Danny Ings, or vice versa, Ings assisting Walcott. And the 2 goals for Liverpool, I reckon Salah will score. Salah to get a goal. Mane to get an assist, and I reckon Firmino to score, and Trent Alexander-Arnold with an assist. So essentially Trent Alexander-Arnold and Mane with the assists, Salah and Firmino with the goals, and Mane is captained by Ray Joyce. So there we are. And finally, from Harbour Boy, Hudson-Odoi would be a good at any other team where he would get more minutes. Absolutely, hence why Bayern Munich really want him. Dan, any final words for the stream before we clear off?
Yeah, just thanks to everyone who's turned up. Subscribe if you're new. Like the stream to show your support. And thanks for having me on again.
Yes, cheers everybody. Appreciate you joining myself and Dan watching Chelsea versus Man City. Hope you enjoyed it. I know it was a members only chat, but that's the way it is. Essentially, if you want to help support myself and Jason, become a member. Why not? We put out within reason daily videos of nonsense, but who knows? They're a lot of fun to record and everything. And I have said this in the chat, and I'm going to say it again, that essentially, if you have any questions, put them in the members chat on Discord, and I'll do some videos answering members only questions, so to speak, for a video. So do that. Like Dan said, if you are brand new around here, hit that subscribe button. If you join the stream, hit that like button. That's the easiest way to support us, by hitting that like button on these streams. Other than that, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Elite FPL. Have you done any funny stories, Dan, on Instagram this week? Maybe you could do a rant about that. In fact, why don't you do a rant about the clean sheet wipeout?
I will do.
There we are. Hold it there.
Need to get out of my system.
There's a taster, everybody.
I'll do that tonight, actually. That'll be a bit of a laugh.
There we are. Dan's going to do
Maybe when I've sat down a bit.
At Elite FPL on Instagram. Go and check out Dan. Essentially going to be doing a rant video, hopefully. But on that note, everybody, we're going to clear off into the sunset. Jason's going to be covering the Southampton game tomorrow, where it is, of course, Southampton at home to Liverpool, as we just predicted. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully, all our arrows continue being green, and we move on to blank game week, where everybody is going to be pretty much having the same old teams. And on that final note, I will say is that join our Discord. The link is in the description below. Cheers, guys. Have a good evening. I'm going to go out for a walk. Dan, what are you planning on doing? Just eating food, I'm assuming?
Food and shower as well.
Shower?
I think.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yes. You just played football, haven't you? So.
Yeah. Two aside.
Two aside? There were four of you.
There were, yes. That's the legal requirement. Well, it's technically three aside, but yes, the legal requirements are upon us at the moment.
There we are. Right. See you later. Get out of here. Goodbye.